Hey everyone, this is Mitch Schwartz of the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome to BBQ&A, presented by JackSack. I've got my good friend John Greco here. John, welcome. It's good to actually see you. I feel like we talk all the time, but we don't get to see each other's faces.
Absolutely, man. This is nice, and happy to be here with you. Thanks for inviting me. And, I'm excited to eat some good barbecue and talk about it and kind of catch up. And this barbecue is terrific, by the way. I have the burnt ends, the beef burnt ends. I have some brisket. They're both sauced up. And then I have this kind of cheesy corn casserole with meat in it. My God, is it good. So I was very, very pleased to see the little care package that I got in the mail this afternoon. And I was looking forward to cooking it up tonight.
JackSack was always kind of at the top there. As some of the Chiefs fans know, I've gotten really big into cooking, over the past few years. And John's a guy who's really been an inspiration for me, and I'm able to, ask him stuff about cooking, barbecue especially. The dude is awesome with barbecue. I mean, he makes his own sauces. So, he's always a go-to resource there. So, have you been cooking up any good barbecue lately?
As you know, I have a couple smokers in my back patio, and, any chance I get, I have 3 young kids now. So, it's not too often that I get to go out there and enjoy a nice long, 13, 14-hour cook. But when I get a chance, I like to. And I grew up in Ohio, and, we're not famous for our barbecue, but I like Italian food. That's kind of what my family background is, what they used to make growing up. And Mitch, I remember the one night that you made latkes over at Joe Thomas's house. And I think I just sat there and stared at the stove while you were making those for like an hour, anticipating trying them. So, that was kind of one of the memories I have.
Whenever I look back on, the Cleveland days, it seems like food always gets brought up. What do you look back on the Cleveland days? Let's go with fondly for in this instance.
It's funny because as we're talking, little things come up food related, and as you're an offensive lineman, I'm a former offensive lineman, so obviously food is near and dear to our hearts. But I remember those times at Alex Mack's house when we would do those potlucks, and everybody would bring something, and we would look and everybody would come and show up, and it would just be like 3 or 4 pounds of meat and just carbs and mac and cheese and potatoes. And there were one guy would bring a vegetable. Those are kind of the things when people ask me what I miss the most about playing in the NFL that's something that I always bring up is just like that off the field stuff with the guys.
Post-career life, I'm still playing here. You played for a few years. I know you play a lot of golf, but, kind of talk us through that transition and how it's been and kind of what you've decided to pick up in your spare time.
I kind of knew it was done for me. I finished, after my 11th year, and my body felt great, and mentally I knew that I was done, and I was kind of comfortable with walking away, which was a great feeling. And as you're going through it, you never really have a chance to kind of sit back and have things slow down and really appreciate it. But so I was very grateful and very fortunate that I had my 10th and 11th year where I just was having fun. I knew I was kind of on my way out, so I was just embracing it, and I was saying, this is it, I have nothing to lose. But I'm fortunate enough that I'm working for the Browns in their radio department as a color analyst on Sundays for the pregame show, and I'm kind of a regular contributor throughout the week with local radio stations in the Cleveland area. And it's kind of nice. I get to do it from home because of COVID now, so we'll see where it goes in the future. But for right now, I've been enjoying it because I get to be kind of behind the scenes. You hear my voice, you don't see me, so I don't have to shave. I can wear whatever I want.
Being able to kind of leave on your own terms, like you said, and kind of have that mental piece of just knowing hey, I'm ready. If this is the end, that's great. I'm ready to move on. I've got, I think that's a big thing for guys playing is understanding that, if you can kind of get to that place towards the end of your career, obviously you had a really good career, but, you also got to go to a couple of cool cities. I mean, you got to spend some time in New Orleans, some time in New York, in Jersey with the Giants. So, it's kind of an ideal, like you said, last couple of years of just going to new places, having fun, meeting people. I mean, you're a social guy. You like to, meet some people. I think it was my second year where, in the very last game of the year, we finally got to play right guard because our right guard was out. That was the first time we got to play together. It was awesome for me. I really liked playing with Sean, but playing with you is just, a whole other level of fun, and we got to do that for a few years. But something I'll never forget from our first game, we were in Pittsburgh. It was raining a bunch. It was sloppy. It was messy, but I remember a guy, pass rushing me, and I kind of stoned him and stuck him up, and you came over and blindsided him. It was just like I heard this whoosh, and then I just felt this explosion, and this dude just flies 5 yards. And I was like, that was one of those memories that I'll just never forget. And do any your favorite plays kind of pop out to you?
For me, it'll just kind of encompass everything, just kind of an overall memory, and it really dates back to when I played next to you, because in my opinion, that's when I was playing my best ball. So I always tell people whenever they ask me about, chemistry on O-line and, what makes guys good and what makes guys great and what makes O-lines as a whole really good. And I always said it was like that trust and kind of accountability that that the guy next to you is going to be where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there. And, the line that we had rolled out there when I was playing next to you, I mean, Alex was a Pro Bowler. You were well on your way to becoming the great player that you are today. And I was kind of stuck in the middle there. And, it was great to play next to you guys because I knew that obviously Alex was special. I knew you were going to head on to do great things in your career as you've done, making several pros. But I always tell people, we just had kind of a nonverbal communication where the preparation throughout the week is what made us so good, and that studying and that mental toughness, transition out on the field, because everybody's strong, everybody's athletic, everybody can block and tackle, but it's all about that preparation before. And I thought you were one of the best, and that room was some of the best guys that I've been around, preparation-wise and football IQ guys that I've ever been around.
We're kind of talking about, the word hope and what it means to us. And I think, to me, the best thing that's going on right now is, people are finally starting to talk about the bad things that are happening. I feel like for so long, a lot of these things were swept under the rug. People felt, embarrassed to talk about it, or felt like it wasn't their place. And I think, being able to tell other people, hey, that doesn't make me feel good, I don't like that, or you're not treating me with respect, and just bringing all these things to the forefront. That it's crazy it took this long. I mean, it is cool that we're progressing towards that, and I'm going to have kids at some point here, and kind of bringing them up at an age where there's a lot of change being made for the good across the world. I think that's going to be really cool for them.
Yeah, absolutely, and you hit it on the head. And, when I was looking at this before we talked and I was kind of thinking about my response, I would just say that, the unfortunate thing about the times that we are living in currently, you can't look anywhere, social media, the news, without seeing and being pounded with negative thoughts, left and right. And it kind of reminds you that, things aren't as bad as they seem. And listen, I'm not naive, I'm not ignorant. I know there's a lot of things that are negative. We have a long way to go because there's a lot of people that are, under duress and have a lot of things going on negatively in their lives. So I'm not ignorant to that fact, but I just know that there are great people out there. There's a lot of people that are doing great things. Those are the type of people I'm trying to surround myself with. That's where I'm trying to be, so I can raise my kids and they see that and feel that, and they want to be that and follow in those footsteps.
Thanks for watching this BBQ&A presented by Jack Stack. The food, obviously awesome. Make sure you get some Jack Stack barbecue anytime you're in the mood. John, it was great finally catching up and seeing you face to face. It's been too long. Had a lot of fun and just really appreciate you hanging out with me, eating some good food.